Reddit fresh. Am I the idiot for not wanting to work around my girlfriend's daughter's nap schedule? My girlfriend has an 8-year-old daughter with a heart condition. I have a 7-year-old daughter and 10-year-old son. My girlfriend's daughter has very specific needs that can be hard to work around. She can only be with one babysitter, so if we want to go out without the kids, we have to go on the babysitter's schedule. If we do want to bring the kids, we have to be at her house by 7 so her daughter can be in bed by 8. Day trips are nearly impossible because she takes a 2-3-hour nap at 12, so we either have to be driving for those 2-3 hours, we have to leave after she wakes up, or we have to get a hotel/motel/Airbnb for her to take a nap. Yes, we've actually done this before. Then there's all of the hospital stays to work around too. She stays in the hospital for 2 nights every 14 days. I only have 50-50 custody of my kids, so it's very hard to get the kids together because of all of this. Sure, we can go to Build-A-Bear, the indoor playground down the street from her house, or out for ice cream, but you can only do that so many times before the kids get bored of it. I've been trying to plan a weekend trip to an amusement park for so long, but she wants to make us all work around her daughter's nap schedule. The amusement park doesn't open until 10, but we'd have to leave at 11:30, so she could go back to the hotel for her daughter to take a nap. We could go after she wakes up, so we'd probably get in at around 3:30, but the water rides close at 5, so my kids would only get to ride 1, maybe 2 water rides, then another couple regular rides before we'd have to go back for her daughter to go to bed. She wants to do something that would be more accessible to her daughter. She can't go on the bigger rides or water slides, and her having to take a nap would take a lot of time from the rides and games, like the beach, and rent a place where we can do things in the house instead of having to go out all the time, but my kids really want to do the amusement park trip. I eventually told her we're going to the amusement park. She and her daughter are welcome to join, but we won't be leaving early for naps or an early bedtime. She says I'm dismissing her daughter's needs, but I think she's refusing to take anyone else's needs into account. Edit. My girlfriend just texted me that since I'm unwilling to compromise and find an accessible activity that everyone would enjoy, she booked a last-minute 7-day cruise for herself and her daughter, so the kids and I can do whatever the frick we want, but she won't have any part in it. You're the idiot. For wanting your GF to pay for half of a trip her daughter can't enjoy. Also for the way you talk about her and her daughter, like they're a nuisance. Her child has a serious medical condition. Take your kids to the amusement park and pay for it yourself, and plan a local staycation with your GF so all the kids can enjoy it. Likewise, end the relationship and find someone more compatible. Not the idiot. I feel her pain. It must be incredibly difficult and painful to have a child with such a serious medical condition, and she seems like an amazing superhero of a parent to have her daughter's schedule so well managed. But with that being said, your kids are getting neglected. I think it's an amazing idea to take them to the amusement park and not restrict them with a schedule. Now for the next story. Would I be the idiot if I insisted my BF get rid of his dog? My BF and I moved in together a little over a year ago. We each brought a dog with us. Mine is a 2-yo doodle, his is a 16-yo cattle dog, Sadie. Sadie has massively declined physically and cognitively over the last year. She can no longer go for walks longer than 5-10 minutes. And she sometimes stumbles/shakes/soils herself. But the real problems are her aggression and her barking. She has bitten me, bitten my 5-year-old child, and bites my dog almost daily. She walks around growling and snapping at my dog all day long. We also have a baby, and I have no doubt Sadie would bite her if they were ever in the same room. The barking has gotten out of control. She barks all day and all night, to the point that neighbors have complained. The neighbor we share a wall with bangs on the wall and has screamed at us in person. I work from home and I'm constantly interrupted by barking every few minutes. She wakes me and my kids up all night. Often she's not even barking at anything. She'll be laying down in her bed, head down, just barking. Furthermore, she has been confined to a small area of the house to keep her away from my kids. She's miserable. My BF does not walk her, has never taken her to the vet, and he does not care about the barking because he's either not home or he puts his headphones in and can't hear it. My BF went out of town this week and took Sadie with him, and it has been so peaceful. I've forgotten what quiet and peace felt like. So much of my stress and anxiety are gone. I don't have to worry about biting or barking. I'm dreading Sadie coming back tomorrow. I'm seriously considering moving out because I'm so tired of her. Would I be the idiot if I insist my BF get rid of or euthanize Sadie? I thought about insisting on a full veterinary workup, medication, and hiring a trainer, but I know he won't do it. He wouldn't even take her to the vet when she had an infection so bad you could smell it. He also has kids who adore her, so they will hate me as well. But I'm seriously at my limit. Everyone sucks here. He is neglecting Sadie and abusing her. He won't get her vet care and she could be suffering. You suck because you think rooming or euthanizing the dog, which you don't know what's wrong with her BTW because you won't take her to vet yourself, is the answer. And you seem perfectly okay to be with a man who is a neglectful idiot. If he does that to Sadie, what kind of relationship do you hope to have with him? The only one who doesn't suck in this situation is Sadie, not the idiot. In this situation, Sadie comes first. That type of barking is a sign of pain and distress. Her physical situation was upsetting. The biting is obviously unsafe and not her fault either. She is now more isolated as a result. Her problems will only become worse, because physical and emotional neglect does that to any living thing. I hope your partner can at least show her the kindness she deserves right now, or allow you to, that poor baby girl. Now for the next story. Am I the idiot for buying all the red Gatorade at the store even though a mom wanted some for her kids? I'm a big fan of Gatorade, and I have a specific reason for buying it. I have low blood sugar and dehydration issues, and my doctor recommended that I drink Gatorade to help keep my electrolytes in balance. However, I'm also neurodivergent, and it's hard for me to change things up and try new flavors, so I only buy the red kind, as it's the only one I like. Yesterday, I went to the grocery store on their stock day, and I saw that they had a fresh shipment of Gatorade. I was so happy, because I had been running low at home. I grabbed the bottles of the red flavor and put them in my cart. As I was walking away, a mom with 2 kids approached me and asked if I could spare a few bottles of the red Gatorade. She explained that it was her kids' favorite flavor, and that they were out of stock at their local store. I felt bad for her, but I explained that I needed the Gatorade for my own health reasons, and that I couldn't spare any. The mom got really upset and started to yell at me, saying that I was being selfish and that I should think about others. I tried to explain my situation again, but she wouldn't listen and kept telling me I could just take the blue Gatorade instead. I just started to ignore her after a while and eventually she stormed off. Now I'm wondering if I was in the wrong. Should I have given her some of the Gatorade, even though I needed it for my own health? Or was I justified in keeping it all for myself? Am I the idiot? Edit. I should clarify since this is coming up in the comments. I didn't really want to go into specifics, but here we are. No, my doctor did not recommend specifically red Gatorade for this issue. He recommended Gatorade. The red Gatorade is needed because I deal with OCD and have issues with changing my routine and trying new things. It can be debilitating to deal with panic attacks induced by such a small problem, and can remove my focus from my process of treating the bigger problems with my OCD. So I have chosen, at the advice of a therapist, to allow myself to stick to this small routine and avoid further disruption during my process of getting better. Editing again. Thank you everyone for your comments. I am going to stop replying now as this is getting really overwhelming for me. I guess the consensus is that I am TA. I suppose I will accept that. I wish my food aversion was something I could just turn off, but I can't, and it's a process to work through these things for me. I hope people in the comments can understand that I am not trying to intentionally be an idiot and take things from other people. I just have a fear of not being able to keep the little things in my routine, and that feeling trumps a lot of things for me. If you don't struggle with OCD, be grateful. You're the idiot. Both for clearing the shelf and then refusing to let someone have a few on the pretense of a health condition. Give me a break. You were just being greedy and selfish. You're the idiot. With the added info that there were maybe 14/15ths in your cart and you drink up to 2 a day, you should have spared one for each kid. Taking them all immediately is unfair. I purchase food for food banks as part of my job, and despite the intense valid need for these places, a comparison to your medical need would never empty the entire shelf in a store so others had access to the item, even if I took the majority. Now, for the next story. Am I the idiot for not doing more around the house? I, male 53, think that if you have kids, taking care of the house is a full-time job. If one partner works full-time outside the home and the other doesn't, then the second partner should take care of all of the home stuff. Both my wife, female 52, and I have full-time jobs outside the home and so agreed to split the chores years ago. I handle the laundry for myself, my wife, and our 2 boys and the grocery shopping. She handles the general house cleaning, including the bathrooms, dusting, vacuuming, though we have robot vacs so not much to do there, polishing the floors, etc. She does about 75% of the cooking, though when she cooks I end up being her sous chef, and I do about 25%. I handle about 75% of the homework help, and she about 25%. In the yard I am responsible for mowing, and she for weeding and edging. The issue is that she doesn't make the boys, 17 and 13, really do anything and so ends up doing it all for them, cleaning their bathrooms, their bedrooms, picking up after them, etc. Because of this, she gets irritated at times, feeling like she does too much of the work. We've had conversations about it, and I am firm that I'm not going to do more just because she won't make the boys clean up after themselves. They are great kids and will absolutely do it if she asks, but she feels like she wants to let them have fun being kids. Once the boys got old enough, I started having them mow the yard, so she gets especially irked about that. So am I the idiot for not doing more housework because she refuses to make the boys take care of themselves? Not the idiot. But you gotta talk with your wife, man. At this rate, the kids won't have any skills to live alone, and your wife will just start picking up chores from 2 adults more, and will just get mad at you because she doesn't want her precious babies to get tired. You gotta get her a wake-up call or something. It's not fair to them or you that she wants all this workload off the kids but gets mad when she has to do it. Not the idiot. Maybe talk to the kids and tell them to pick up the slack and try not to let their mom do more work on her behalf. Sounds like you're being a good parent. Just have a talk with the wife and get on the same page. Now, for the next story. Am I the idiot for not letting the passenger in front of me recline their seat on a flight? I, male 25, am around 6'5" or 196 centimeters, but my legs are long. Normally I purchase economy plane seats because I have no issue being uncomfortable for a while, especially for shorter flights. I should mention that I take care to never intrude on other people's space around me, although occasionally with another tall person with wide shoulders it can be tight. Last week, I was on a 4-hour international flight with my knees crammed into the seat in front of me. The passenger directly in front of me tried to recline, but realized that my knees were preventing her from doing so. She turned around, gave me a dirty look, and attempted to recline again with more force. I was a little annoyed, but apologized and told her I could not move my legs out of the way without encroaching on the spaces beside me. That is, moving my legs to the side into other people's spaces, freeing up space for her. She accused me of doing this on purpose just because I wanted more room for myself, calling me an idiot and saying that if I could not fit into a normal economy plane seat, that I should pay extra for an emergency exit seat so that people around me can have more free space. If I'm honest, I feel that people who recline their seats in economy are annoying and inconsiderate, so I didn't exactly bend over backwards to accommodate her. For more context, no, I did not check to see if this flight in particular had extra emergency exit seats. Like I said, usually I do not feel the need. I do not often run into issues with seats beside me, although this issue with people in front of me not being able to recline has occurred before, though not always, and has earned me some dirty looks from those in front of me in the past. So, am I the idiot? Should I pay extra for seats with more legroom so that people in front of me can recline, even though this is not always a problem? Edit. Wow, this was controversial. Some people think it's unacceptable to recline at all, and others think it's a basic right. I will keep this in mind on future flights. Not the idiot. I'm a big guy and it's a common problem. They squeezed every inch out of those aircraft and it's uncomfortable. She should have been more understanding of reality. Maybe you could have gotten an aisle seat, but you paid for your seat as well and are entitled to your space. You're the idiot, and lying to yourself. You are intruding into the space around you by making sure the person in front of you can't recline their seat. They're allowed to do that. You are too big for the seat. Yes, the seats are too effing small. I'm stupidly short, and sometimes it feels like the seats are too close for me to be comfortable, but that doesn't mean you get to punish the people around you. If you don't fit in the seat for whatever reason, then you need to buy a seat that you do fit in. Now, for the next story. Am I the idiot after taking care of my daughter for 2 weeks while my wife is away? My wife went back to her mother's home country to bring her mom's ashes back. Her brother is still living there. She went there for 2 whole weeks. The first few days was to take care of the ashes and other misc items that were left. The rest of the week and a half, she was out visiting old college high school friends. I am home taking care of our 9-year-old daughter. It was tough, but I did not complain at all about it. My wife went during the time when my daughter had a state exam, and I was the one who was working with her daily to get her prepared for the exam. Again, no complaints. During the last week, I was not feeling well. A bad cough, fatigue, headache, migraine, etc. Not sure what was going on, but I really wasn't all that well. When we FaceTimed, she asked me what was going on, and I told her. Again, I wasn't complaining or asking her to come back. Fast forward to this Sunday night. My wife comes back, lands, and the first thing she does after her plan lands is not "I'm back" or "I miss you guys." She messages me complaining me and my daughter, missed the online language class. I told her that yes, I forgot between dinner and everything that was happening, it just escaped my mind. I told her it was not intentional. Nope, my wife was just ripping me in text messages. For all the work that I did, the one tiny mistake I made, and she slams me for 2 weeks. Am I really an idiot here? You're the idiot. Are you really trying to get a pat on the back for parenting for 2 whole weeks? Like your kid is 9. You shouldn't be trying to get a reward for minimum effort while your wife is grieving in a different country. I call BS on you not calling to complain and beg her to come home, not the idiot. So many comments acting like you wanted a gold star for parenting. I don't see that anywhere here. Wife comes back and immediately gives him guff for missing 1 online language class while watching the kid alone and having been sick. That's overbearing and lacks manners, but she might have been tired and apprehensive about getting back into things after her trip, but that's shite. I know I'd feel shitty if I was excited to see someone again and they blew up at me at first. Just say that and move on.